What's going on, guys? My name is Zach Spitzer, aka Spitz VGC, and in this video I will be breaking down my Week 3 matchup against the Bloomington Bidoofs. We have, of course, had a tough loss last week, and we are hoping to bounce back this week to get ourselves back to 2-1, but our opponent this week will not be easy. We are going up against none other than AJ Morton. AJ is a multiple Day 2 player, and most recently ended up finishing top 16 at the Indianapolis Regionals, featuring a Charizard X and Floette team that I would end up running with him at NAIC a couple of weeks later. So he's a very strong player, a very strong team builder, and his team this week presents a ton of unique challenges that we'll have to try and get around. Let's start by breaking down AJ's team. So let's break down the team that AJ is going to be using this week. He's got several key threats here that I'm looking to keep an eye on. More specifically, I think that the Rotom Heat is going to be a huge Pokemon to kind of help him get ahead in games. I think that and Gyarados are both Pokemon that I am keeping an eye on. Realistically, I know I have said this in prior games, but this one, it is especially the case where I think AJ could realistically bring all 8 Pokemon this week. But of the ones I do think he will bring, Rotom and Gyarados, I think are very obvious brings. The Steelix, believe it or not, is also an obvious bring to me. He has not yet brought Steelix this season. I expect, though, that this will be the time that he brings it. I think that Steelix matches up really well into Aggron, and so he's probably going to look to capitalize on that as a Trick Room answer. It also comes with Wide Guard as well, so that's going to be a really good counter to the Heat Wave Delphox that I will likely be bringing this week. So I anticipate that he will probably be ending up using those 3 Pokemon for sure. I think that the Mega Medicham is also likely going to be a bring. Having Fake Out and also being a huge Power Mon, I think is very beneficial to it. So I expect him to bring that, potentially with Poison Jab or Iron Head as a Clefable answer. So those are 4 Pokemon I'm pretty confident will come to this matchup. The others I'm kind of taking a look at. Garchomp is his S tier Pokemon, though it doesn't match up super duper well into my Megas. I think he will likely bring it, but I don't think it matches up super duper well, so I think there is a world where he chooses to drop it. But I think he'll bring Garchomp this week, and then my guess is that one of Raichu or Scolipede will end up making an appearance this week as well. Raichu also has not made any appearances yet, but with its base 110 speed, its positive matchup into my Paldean Water Tauros, and with that Fake Out pressure, I think it's a really good candidate to come around this week. I think there's a world where he benches it in fear of Lightning Rod Rhydon, or Rhyperior, but I think outside of that, I don't think there's really a world where he brings it. Scolipede can be a big nuisance with its speed boost ability. Part of the reason why I tried to counter for it this week, though in practice I didn't end up seeing it much. My opponents and my practice sets thought that Scolipede didn't really offer all that much, so they chose to drop it. That doesn't mean I will be disrespecting it, though. I do expect that it will be coming around. And then Superior, I think, is probably the Mon that he is most likely to drop. I think the fact that it is super weak to Delphox makes it a really difficult bring, and the fact that Mega Aggron also matches up really well into it without being able to do much to anything other than my Tauros, really, makes it very unlikely, in my opinion, that he chooses to bring that, though I do think there is a world where he brings it. So we're going to be starting with our trusty Paldean Tauros, aptly nicknamed Butterburger. So this Paldean Tauros, the big tech on this one is Wild Charge. That will allow me to OHKO Gyarados, combined with White Herb, which will allow me to get rid of any Intimidate drops that I expect might be coming. We're running max speed this week because Mega Medicham is base 100 speed, and so at minimum I want to be speed tying that Medicham to potentially get me a leg up, hit it with something like a Wave Crash. It's very physically frail, so being able to get a Wave Crash could put it within range of another attack, or depending on how it's trained, just potentially knock it out as it is. Aqua Jet, very important priority in case he tries to get out of hand at the speed, and then Close Combat, just really good coverage in general. Clefable, the Scoopy token, will also be making an appearance this week. We've updated the spreads from prior weeks so that the defense will have an additional bump based off of its stat spread. AJ's got a lot of physical attackers on his team, Though I will say I do expect that one of Gyarados, Garchomp, or Steelix could be a special attacker this week, kind of to throw off my Aggron strategy. I do think that having the extra defense on Clefable is going to be very important. So I will be running a more physically defensive Clefable this week. Heal Pulse will help me out inside of Trick Room and help keep some of my big Trick Room attackers safe. So that's why I chose to go with Heal Pulse this week. Root Beer the Absol is a set that I am particularly excited about. I think this is a really, really cool set. I'm running Stone Edge this week, and that's because if you combine it with Super Luck and with Scope Lens, that means that anytime that Stone Edge lands, it is a guaranteed critical hit. I thought about doing the same thing on the Dark type slot with Night Slash, but ultimately decided that the priority from Sucker Punch may be better instead. So I decided to go with that. And then Feint also gets around two different things with AJ. One, he's a very balanced player, and so that involves clicking the move Protect a lot. So Feint allows me to stop that Protect from coming through. The other thing as well is that I expect he will be bringing Steelix this week, and Steelix runs Wide Guard. I expect that he will probably use that to try to get around some of my Delphox Heat Wave or moves like that. So I brought Feint this week to kind of help me counter that. So yeah, that's the Absol set. I'm a little worried about the lack of bulk. But I think that if I can position this Absol properly, either inside of Trick Room or against some of AJ's slower mons, I think it would be really, really useful. Next, we have ConcreteMixr the Aggron. So this Aggron didn't do all that good against Blake last week, admittedly. So I wanted to give it more of a chance to shine. And rather than experiment with it a little bit like I did with the Curse set, I wanted to play this as straightforward as I possibly could. Heavy Slam, Body Press, Iron Defense, Protect is about as standard of a set as you're going to find on Aggron, and I find just leaning into that physical defense is going to go a long way towards making this Pokemon really good. We've maxed out on our HP and special defense like we did last week. We want to be able to properly respect the Rotom Heat Wave, or the Rotom Overheat, or any other special attacks that we think might be coming, such as from that Steelix or from Garchomp or from something else. So we do have that investment there. The idea is simple. Just press sweep, get it next to Clefable, and kind of take it from there. So that is my goal with this Aggron this week. Delphox also once again making an appearance here. Very similar setup to what we did against Craig last week. The idea here is that we hit that special attack bump with Mega Delphox at this stat spread. The speed is intended to outspeed Max Speed Superior. Even though I don't think it will be making an appearance this week, I do think that it could potentially be really good. So I want to be able to respect that in the build. The rest is just a defense and HP build for this Delphox to kind of counter some of the other threats that I think AJ could be bringing around. Give it a little bit more bulk and take advantage of its naturally high speed stat. And then finally we have Cheese Curds the Gourgeist. So with this Gourgeist, I'm hoping to be able to use it a little bit more within Trick Room. Poltergeist threatens Medicham for a ton of damage and also gives me some extra item insight into some of other AJ's items if I don't happen to catch them with Frisk. Ally Switch is also really, really good for my Trick Room mon, so it allows them to stay healthy while being able to swing for a ton of damage. Trick Room and Protect are both very, very standard as well. We're going to be keeping the Aka Berry on this Gourgeist this week, just to respect the Rotom Overheat in hopes that I am able to survive that. I do think that there is a world where he could try some type of coverage move options, but with the defensive spread that I've got up here, it battles really well into Medicham, and it battles really well into some other stuff too. So I think that this spread will ultimately get me where I need to go. And with that, we can take it over to the battles. So I see... Okay, no Superior, no Scolipede. So everything else... Medicham... Raichu... And then Rotom. This is about what I expected, so can't say that I am surprised. And then... Alright, so got the notes. This is about, again, I think this is in line with what I generally expected. I figured Superior was probably the most obvious drop. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick with what our original game... So, you first, and then I think... You. And there's a world where I can bring Absol here, but I think I'm gonna opt against. So the Raichu means it's actually more of a thing that I could do, but I think I'm gonna stick with my original game 1 plan here, and we're gonna hope that it works. All right. Raichu Rotom, lead. Okay, so the Rotom is Scarf, Raichu is Sash. Can't say then. Very surprised about that one. There we go. Ally switch right from the get-go. Wave crash. Yeah. Double protect there would have been better, but that's okay. We always fish out the overheat, so that's good. Still a lot of damage. Kind of feels bad to get rid of, to potentially lose my Tauros this quickly. I think getting some damage down on the Rotom is good. Go for Trick Room. Okay, good switch. Should have been probably into the Raichu. Would have made more sense. And Encore. That's a problem. Okay. Something kind of. We're gonna Wild Charge. We're gonna swap into Clefable. He could call this, which honestly he might. I think there's a world where he thinks I just ally switch. Oh, I'm faster. Okay, I'm faster than the Raichu. That's good to know. Yeah, okay, he calls it. Perfect. Okay, so that means he's modest. He should feel pressured to switch, or to swing into... Should feel pressure to swing into the Tauros at this point. That's good damage. We'll take that. Volt switch makes sense. Okay. Garchomp's legs. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, if I can get myself in Trick Room here, I actually think I could be in a really, really good spot. So... bring Gourgeist in here. Sash, of course. Life Orb on the shot. Okay, cool. This could be Poison Jab, which would make some sense. But I think that's fine. So what I can do is I can go for Trick Room. And I think just follow me is fine. Okay, we get the Encore. That's good. Okay, Rock Slide. Ooh, okay, we're gonna miss though. That's huge. Okay, so now his goal should be to stall out my Trick Room. Position is kind of tricky though, right? So I could do... okay. So I don't want to... I want to be able to get the free switch here. I've done a good job of preventing me from getting it. I think I need to break Sash here. We'll just keep spamming Follow Me. We'll see if this matters or not. If I can get the switch into Aggron, I'll be in a really good spot, but I don't know if he's going to let me give it. Okay, no protects. That's good. Focus Sash. Okay. Rock Slide makes some sense. Okay. Probably a Volt Switch would be my guess here, but Thunderbolt's fine too. Thunderbolt. Okay. Sweet. You got this. Because now we get to bring Aggron. Three turns of Trick Room left, so I need to... I need to KO this Raichu. We go Poltergeist, Mega. I could just go for damage here. I think I'm gonna go for Iron Defense instead. You'd love to see no Protect from the Raichu here. Because if we can knock out the Raichu and knock out the Rotom, then Aggron's in a really good position to just sweep. Oh, because it's used. Oh, that's a really bad. Oh, that's a bad misplay on my end. That's my bad. That's my bad. Oh, but he knocks out. Okay. We're good. It's a good thing that Raichu does not have Levitate. All right, sweet. Okay. I totally forgot that when you use Focus Sash. Yeah, that's a drawback with Poltergeist. All right. But now we know. Perfect. And it's Scarf on the Rotom at this point, so Aggron should, I think even with a crit, Aggron should be able to just do what it wants at this point. So, Poltergeist. I should maybe switch my damage up here, but I'm not really sure that it matters. So if this KOs, then I get a body press instead. Okay, perfect. Yep. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So that's game 1. We saw Raichu and Rotom in the leads. Rotom showed Volt Switch. Overheats. So Rock Slide and EQ from the Chomp. I think we know all the items. We don't know the Gyarados item, so that's important. We'll want to respect that. No Steelix, which is good. Did we see anything from the Gyarados? Was it like a waterfall? I don't even know that we saw anything from the Gyarados. The Tauros is faster than Raichu, which is important. The Raichu is probably max speed modest, would be my guess. So that means it could have been a speed tie that I just won. I would have to run the calc there. And unfortunately, I don't have another screen to do that. But that's okay. If it's a speed tie, we'll take the speed tie wins there. Rock Slide from Garchomp is not a surprise. Not really too surprised to see that. Okay, so that was the game plan I felt pretty good about. Now we gotta go to the game plan that I feel less good about. So that, I think, is going to be you two, you, and you. The idea here is that I can use Delphox. You know what? Is it ever just Absol in the lead? And just swing for damage? It might be, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We'll try Absol in the lead. We'll see if this works. It might have been better just to do Clefable to get the Nasty Plot up, but I think if the Absol tech does what I think it will do, I think it could potentially put me in a commanding spot. Alright. Okay, same leads. Okay. I think we will... double protect is pretty safe here, I think. So I'm fine with going for it. Fake out. Okay. Okay, I went for red, that makes sense. And we'll go... So Electro Web doesn't do a lot of damage. The Miss also super helps me out. The Raichu should feel pressured to protect, because I could be threatening Sucker Punch here. So we'll Mega in Heat Wave. And if he doesn't respect it, then so be it. I want to go Stone Edge. That's what that's on. Okay, no switch. For like a split second there, I thought I had a miss. Ah, that's so much damage onto Absol. Okay. You know, I really need to respect Encore more. That's kind of on me. Yeah, that's on me. Stone Edge? Yes. Perfect. All right, awesome. Yeah, Hunkwar's really kicking my butt, though. Let's see. Here's a couple things you could do here. Okay, this makes sense. I think we swap into... I could do Tauros. I think that's really risky with Raichu, and we might try to punish the switch. So I'm going to go Clefable here. I'm going to go Protect. Okay, Encore makes sense. Right, Rock Slide Bolt does. Okay, so not a lot of damage here. So I have a couple options here, right? I could Sucker Moonblast the Garchomp. I could Sucker the Raichu. I could go for Faint here. I think the play I like the most, because I could also go for a Switch, but there's not really anything that wants to take a hit here. So I'll go Moonblast. Actually, I think I like Faint here on Raichu. I want to break that Focus Sash. Okay, he switches into Public Steelix. Medicham, okay. Alright, Super Luck doing its thing. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate, but it's okay. I get the Moonblast off. Okay. Unfortunate, but that's okay. I don't think he has a way to reduce my speed. That Faint damage also I think is really crucial because I think it puts Medicham in psychic range. Bring Delphox back in. Ah, man, okay. That flinch is unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm gonna guess. Probably Fake Out here on the Medicham. He could also use the pressure from Fake Out to go for a Skill Swap. That would be really cool. I almost wonder if I should respect that. I think I'm going to. I think it's good. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. He tries to go for the Fake Out Blunder, but I don't fall for it. Unfortunately, I did not get a swing into... That should have been Heat Wave, but that's okay. Snap Forcing back. I really need to break this Sash on Raichu. I think it's going to cause me problems otherwise. I'm going to Moonblast the Raichu. Good call. I think I'm gonna try Moonblast this time. The Garchomp is his biggest issue, or the Clefable is. Okay, we got a Heat Wave off. Would love to see a burn here. Go get a burn. No burn. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I survive a Rock Slide. Ah, shit. Clefable survives it. That's huge. But does it matter? Yeah, I might have lost that. Because now he gets fake out with Metacham, right? Shoot. Okay. I think I have to play as if he doesn't have turns. Or as if he doesn't have full power. Probably does. If he doesn't, I win here. But if he does, I think I'm in trouble. I think I lose. Yeah. Nicely played. I'll almost certainly go down to a Thunderbolt, right? So... yeah, I don't know if there's a way for him to win this now. It's like Zen Headbutt Miss? I think is my out. But I think we're going to game 3 here. Zen Headbutt Miss? Do I survive this? No? Okay. Yeah, I figured Pure Power would be too much. Alright, we're going to game 3. I feel like I was in control there until I let my Balefox go down. The positioning felt pretty good otherwise. I mean, I haven't revealed close combat yet. He hasn't brought Steelix out either. So do I go back to the Trick Room mode? I could go back to the Trick Room mode. That worked pretty well for me. But I think he almost expects me to do that, right? Yeah, what's crazy there is if I had protected with Clefable, I would have won. Ah. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Still got everything that we're looking for here. I expect that if he's gonna bring the Steelix, now to be the time to bring it. So. I think I want to go back to my game 1 plan. So this time I want to bring Absolutely back. This gives me less into the Garchomp, so it's a huge risk if he brings it. Which he's brought both games, but I think one of Gyarados or Steelix is probably going to come out here. And I want to be able to respect both. So I think he probably... We'll see. Okay, well. Guess I'm getting punished right off the bat. That's fair. Destroy Scarf and Life Orb, which we already know. Oh, God, yeah, that's a horrible replay. I think I always go Trick from here. Guessing it was for that full switch. Given that, I'm gonna Aqua Jet here. Hopefully, we could see. Okay, no switch. Okay, it's the overheat. Probably. I think I survive a Rock Slide here. I mean, if he doubles me, good for him, but. Okay, yeah, I do survive a Rock Slide. Please don't flinch. Please don't flinch. I don't think so. Okay, sweet. Triggers. Okay. So from here, he's probably going to pivot the Rotom. So I can obviously Poltergeist this slot. I think he's got Gyarados in the back. I could do Wild Charge. Is that crazy? See, bringing Steelix. Steelix could take a super effective Water type attack, which he doesn't want to take. He has Medicham too, so... Okay, yeah, it's a little crazy. I'm gonna try Wild Charge. Ah, he doesn't switch. Okay. Yeah, that should have just been a Wave Crash. I wanted to respect the Gyarados switch, which I think I may have tuned into a little too much. We've seen Protect on the Garchomp already. Yeah, if that had been Wave Crash, that would have been so good. But that's okay. If I can get that free switch in with Aggron, I think I'll still be okay. Okay. You're threatening Fake Out, right? I think we always go for the Sash here. Garchomp's slower than me. I want to double right you. Yeah, so you Fake Out here, that's fine. That is such a bad miss. That miss makes me very sad. Oh, that makes me so sad. Oh, that's such a bad miss. Oh, sheesh. Okay, alright. So how do I... How do I bounce back? That's such a bad miss. Man, okay. 2 turns of Trick Room left. So you don't let me take a right shoe. Okay. So protect from guard chomp, that's good. So he has to fake out aggro now. So that's one thing that's working in my favor here. Do I want to let him take that damage? I think we body press to force the fake out. If it hits, yeah, it's obviously a strong move. Sucker Punch isn't going to pick up. It's not contact either. The feint isn't either. I think we'll go Stone Edge into the guard chomp. The good news is they're both... Yeah, okay, so let's fake out here. Great, not great. I don't think it overly matters. Yeah, kind of what I figured. That's okay. Okay. Oh, I feel so close to winning this. I feel so close. I just have to... Like, I can see the win. It's so close, but I think I have to make some calls to get there. Like, do I almost protect the Absol? I think we heavy slam and protect. Okay, I don't think either one of them's protecting here then. Ah, he's coming for Rock Slide Flinch. Okay. Hopefully there is not Norris Fear here, because otherwise I'm going to feel very sad if there is. Alright, sweet, we get the heavy slam. Alright. Woo! Thank goodness. Okay. And I just one shot. Alright, sweet. Okay, I think we're coming away with the win. That should do it. There should be a body press. And some push. And that should do it. Perfect. Alright. And with that, we are going to get the win this week. Another 3-game set. Really happy with this win. Really happy that Aggron got to pop off in the way that it did. GG's to AJ. Really, really close games. Obviously, he's a very, very good player, so that's to be expected. So, GG's to him. Very happy to see the wall finally put in some work. I thought that was awesome. So, I wanted to wrap up my Week 3 win with a couple of key takeaways from this set. First off, let's start with what worked. While Week 2 felt like a week where I lost in the team builder, Week 3 felt like the exact opposite. Some of my secret techs, such as Stone Edge on Absol, Wild Charge on Tauros, and Akaberry on my Gourgeist, really ended up swinging the momentum of the match in my favor. So I was really happy with some of the techs that I used to get my wins this week. Mega Aggron to me felt like a fantastic endgame closer. Even though the KD ratio won't necessarily reflect it, Mega Aggron with its Iron Defense felt like a very solid endgame closer that I could use to wrap up games. So I was very happy that I had a week where Mega Aggron truly felt like the wall that I knew it could be. Additionally, some of my general game plans felt really, really solid. I felt that playing towards win conditions of Mega Aggron and Mega Delphox felt really good. I felt that I was really intentional with where I was putting my damage and eliminating key threats. And overall, I felt that I did a really good job of playing towards those game plans. Ultimately, what didn't end up working for me? First off, being more protective of Delphox. It was not something that I did over the course of this set. In Game 2, I let it get encored by Raichu, and additionally, I let it take way too much damage on one of the key turns where it ended up going down. Going forward, I think I need to look for more opportunities to use Intimidate to keep Delphox safe, and find other ways that I could prevent Delphox from just immediately going down from a big attack. I felt that a couple of my mid and end games were a bit suboptimal. Of course, there is the Game 2 that I ended up losing, where Delphox ended up going down on that big damage swing. Actually, in the end game of that Game 2, I think if I had protected at the Clefable at the end, I think I could have actually won that game. That said, I don't feel bad about the play that I ended up making. I think that it made sense at the moment. And in that Game 3, even though I did end up pulling out a win, I was leaving myself susceptible to a critical hit from that close combat from Minicham. So going forward, I need to look for more ways to clean up some of those mid and end games. Additionally, my damage modifiers didn't have that much of an impact this week. Thinking about stuff like the Clefable, Helping Hand, and a couple of other key items, those modifiers didn't really do all that much for me this week, and so I need to find better ways of using those, along with being more protective of that Delphox, finding ways to be able to set up a Helping Hand or something else to really amplify my damage output is something that I will be looking to do in future weeks. A couple of key game takeaways as well. In Game 1, I thought that Tauros did a really good job of getting those KOs early, and Aggron and Gourgeist were able to clean up in the end. In Game 2, I thought that my early game was good. That Stone Edge from Absol ended up being super crucial, but Delphox not being able to get going in the mid and end game ended up really being a hindrance for me. Even though I did have opportunities to win towards the end, not being able to maximize my Mega Delphox ended up being what cost me that Game 2. And then in Game 3, Tauros and Gourgeist opening up were a great opener. Akaberry ended up being super clutch for that overheat, and then Mega Aggron and Absol were able to close it out in Trick Room. So, with this win, I am able to elevate myself to 2-1 and prep myself for my big match up next week. We will be going up against the HDA reigning champion next week, so I will need to make sure that I am on my A game for that one. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next week.